Pew pew, bang bang, a kablooey, kablang, kablooey kablang, pew 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 pew, a hoo 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 ha 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 ha, a hoo 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 ha 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 ha, a wooga, a Hello and welcome to the Video Game Valley. It's a beautiful day today, a perfect 72 degrees out. We're playing Global Defense on the Sega Master System. Global Defense on the Master System. I've mentioned before that YouTube has started doing this thing where it translates what it thinks are messages in other languages for me as I look at the chat. And it feels like it's getting worse. It feels like it's getting way worse. For instance, everyone who's said awooga in chat, I want you to know that YouTube thinks you're trying to say grandfather? 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 Grandfather. Yeah, we got a bunch of new grandfathers in chat now. Stanley, you said grandpapa. It is translated that to just grandpapa. No, it's taken grandpapa and translated it to grandpa. Sorry. Grandpapa, grandpa. Why, it's so many translated messages now. This is absurd. Mr. Croup had typed moo-hoo ha-ha, and it's translated it to there that ha-ha. There that ha-ha. Why is it translating all this stuff? Stop it, YouTube. I can actually turn this off. I found the setting. I can turn it off. I probably will. Like, I can imagine it being very helpful if someone is chatting in another language in chat, but it's just translating random stuff. Like yabba dabba doo. So, Mr. Jackson typed yabba dabba doo, and it has translated it to oh my god. Is that what yabba dabba doo means? It has translated it to oh my god. Karskalatea wrote hi ho. It translated it to there it is. Here, I'm gonna just show you what I'm seeing. Just show you behind the scenes. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Awooga, grandfather, 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 grandpa son. Hey Kaylin, lowercase, sorry, that had to be translated to uppercase. Yabba dabba doo, that's oh my god. Hi ho, there it is. Goo goo gaga is now goo goo no no. Goo goo no no. GGEZ is to breathe. I mean, at least this is actually translating. Dios míos. Hi Aaron. Hi Aaron. Yeah, it's translating. Hi Aaron. Don't be a wife. Yeah, this is very silly. Oh no, I accidentally got rid of the chat. One sec. Alright, chance back for me. Oh my god. TKAM, this is maybe the worst one. It translated Bazinga into they are black. Why? In what language is Bazinga a word that means that? That's what Sheldon was saying. That's what Sheldon was saying this whole time. Yabba Dabba Doo Awooga has been translated to call this animal. I don't understand this this translator. I don't understand it. What language does it think people are typing in? Bing Bong was translated to just bang bang. Not even consistent. I don't understand what criteria it has for different stuff. Alright, well, let's start this game. Global defense. Offensive half. Dang it. Can I move? Oh yeah, I have to hold down a button to to move. Oh my god. This is a little tricky. The D-pad moves my cursor unless I hold down a certain button, at which point it moves me instead. I'm sure I'll get used to that pretty quickly. Game over. I hadn't even realized. Sorry, I didn't even realize the plane crashing into the Twin Towers on the the start of the menu. That's how intent I was with the YouTube translation stuff. Hadn't even realized 9/11 was happening. Sometimes you just don't notice a 9/11. Global defense trying to warn us. So many things predicted 9/11. Yeah, there is a lot of a lot of 9/11 stuff. What was that album? There was like an album that was supposed to come out like in September of 2001. And it had to get delayed a little bit for a new cover because the cover had the character standing under the Twin Towers as it exploded. Coop, yeah, that's it. That was it. I forgot. Yeah, Boots Riley. Coop, sorry, not Coop. No, I am. Being a fool. Coop. Yeah, it was coming out in November. Yeah. This was supposed to come out 1 month from 9/11. This was coming out in November 6th, 2001. They had to change the cover. They had to change the cover. Oh no! Cover would have gone so hard if they had kept it. I think they wanted to keep it. Just the kind of buildings people wanted to see explode. Yeah, it was I mean, it was an obvious target for terrorist attacks because it was just huge buildings, just giant buildings. And had already been blown up once. Like, not completely destroyed, but there had been a bomb set off on the ground floor before. So, huge building, already one attack. Dang it. Favorite band, Dream Theater, had a live album come out at 9/11. The Twin Towers on fire. Unbelievable. Oh, no, that's a friend. Okay. Defensive half. Oh, I see. Stop it, that's the Earth. Man, I'm doing a bad job here. Dang it, the Earth. Oh no. Hey, you know, it happens. Ran into Best Buy the next day to grab a copy before it was pulled off the shelf. I like the idea of, on September 12th, thinking, I gotta get all the 9/11 media that's about to disappear. I gotta get all the stuff. I gotta get all the stuff that's gonna vanish because of 9/11. It's gonna be a collector's item. Yeah. Do you think if 9/11 happened like today instead of on 9/11, if it happens, like in the modern day, you think games like the Spider-Man PS4 game or whatever would release an update removing the towers? You think there'd be like, because games get updates now like they didn't before. Like if you had a big game out there with the Twin Towers in it, and the Twin Towers got exploded, would you be like, oh, gotta get rid of them, or would you keep them in? If it happened today, they would call it 6-9. Yeah, if it happened on 6-9, like, never forget when the not nicest thing happened. Better than 6-7 at least. Yeah, that would be a uncomfortable end to the 6-7 thing. All of a sudden 6-7's like some major disaster. Is 6-7 even still a thing, like, amongst young people? I feel like I saw enough, like, adults saying 6-7 that instinctually I imagine it's probably falling out of fashion. Like, I remember growing up when there was a some sort of phrase or some sort of thing that would be said as soon as it ended up on the like late night shows and stuff. It's completely dead. As soon as David Letterman would mention it, and it's like, oh, that's gone now. Rick Rolling's still a thing. Yeah, Rick Rolling's still a thing. I feel like Rick Rolling's a little bit different than like 6-7 though, because it's an active thing you can do. It's a prank. There's plenty of like pranks that never go out of style. Adding Izzle to everything. Yeah, adding Izzle to stuff. As soon as white late night talk show hosts started doing it, it's done. It's done. Jay Leno. You hear about this 6-7? You hear about this? You know about this? Oh yeah. This global defense stuff is difficult. We did it though. Still let slip a YOLO now and then. Yeah, I think I made a bet on YOLO many years ago. that was one of the things that would have a little bit more life to it. I don't know. Well, we got to area 2. Recruiter for the Marines hit me with an incomprehensible 6-7 joke a few weeks ago over the phone to build rapport with me. I was working at Walmart and a coworker gave me the "was up" thing. Felt obligated to return the "was up" in kind. I didn't have it in my heart. It came out very late. "Was up." Never liked yeet. I like the word yeet. I never really had an understanding of the origins of that and the context of where it came from, but it's a fun word. New scary movie will bring back "was up." I wouldn't be surprised. How's that new scary movie looking? I know they said they were going to, you know, they're gonna make the movie anti-woke. There may be maybe like 5 years too late on that on that particular bandwagon. God. They had a joke about the president being a pedophile, but Paramount made them cut it. No! Yeah, it's a hard game. Interesting that to play this game is to witness 9/11 over and over again. Over and over again. been a while since I've seen any of the scary movies. I mean, I remember they were better than, like, Epic Movie and stuff like that. They were better than those movies. Like, there was no scary movie that was as bad as, like, Meet the Spartans or something. Like, there were some goofs in the scary movies. And they also had Anna Faris, who is an extremely funny person. Oh, I see. Everything I was trying to figure out the like why I was getting hit, and it's 'cause I keep not killing enemies. Scary movie I saw was bad. Which one was it? I mean, I wouldn't defend any of them outside of the fact that I genuinely think Anna Faris is one of the great comedic performers of our time. Just hasn't been given a lot to work with in a lot of movies. One with an extremely ableist caricature. I don't know if that narrows down. I was 13. I remember forcing myself to laugh along with people. Gotta laugh at Scary Movie. Well, again, they're not as bad as the other series. I think so. All right, there's this other series of parody films that there's a complicated reason why they exist. So the Scary Movies came along, and there were these guys pitching this other very similar parody film at the time. And the way things worked out is Scary Movie got made, and they didn't use literally anything whatsoever from the other guys' thing. But for complicated Writers Guild of America reasons, they ended up being credited as writers on Scary Movie 1. Which then, because that movie was a huge financial success, allowed them to get funding for a movie called Epic Movie. Unrelated. And much worse. And then they made like 8 others after that. All of them pretty bad. KJ Zana, thank you for the $2. Disney and Pixar's Cars turned 20 years old today. Happy birthday to Cars. So that's why it says 2 of the writers of Scary Movie. That is why it says they did not write anything in Scary Movie. Let me see what the movies were that they did. I think they actually started with a Leslie Nielsen movie. Yeah, they did Spy Hard. That was the first movie that they wrote. Not a... It's been a long time since I've seen Spy Hard. I don't know that that one holds up. wrongfully accused. No, that one wasn't there. It was just Spy Hard. So after that, they got credited on Scary Movie, like 4 years later. Had not actually written on that, but the success of that allowed them to get Date Movie produced, which has a Metacritic score of 11 out of 100. I would like you to know, 11 out of 100. And then Epic Movie, 17 out of 100. And then Meet the Spartans, 9 out of 100. Disaster Movie, 15 out of 100. Vampires Suck, 18 out of 100. The Starving Game is no Metacritic score, it just has no reviews, but it does have a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. So. Best Night Ever, 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. And their final one was in 2015. It was called Super Fast, which is a parody of Fast and the Furious. I think these particular movies are maybe the worst parody films ever made, ever made in the history of parody films. Never heard of Super Fast. Yeah, their last couple of ones I don't think got theatrical releases. Like, people stopped going to see them. Anyway, yeah, the Scary Movie movies are a masterpiece in comparison to to those films. And I would consider the Scary Movies like, I don't know, mid-tier in the genre. Starving Games isn't even a funny name, no. I forget which of their movies just has Borat in it. Like, they just have a guy doing Borat. And it's like... That's just... Borat's already a comedy film. You're not making any jokes, you're just doing like a worse Borat. Reference movie, yeah. No, they didn't make a superhero movie. Yeah, that was a different creative team. Yeah, that's done by a guy who did, believe it or not, the HBO Last of Us series. Yeah, he also did Scary Movie 3, Scary Movie 4, Hangover Part 2, Hangover Part 3. the new Liam Neeson Naked Gun. I would put that above the scary movie stuff. I didn't love that film, but you know, there's been so many like dire quote parody movie unquote films in recent years. It's like that was at least a movie that had jokes. So many of these movies I have to really, I cannot overstate. They just don't have jokes. Pamela Anderson was delightful in it. I thought Pamela Anderson was like the only character, the only like actor in that entire movie that was was doing an extremely good job. Liam Neeson is like a good choice. I didn't think he really compared to Leslie Nielsen, but I mean, who else are you gonna get? It was at least an interesting choice. But Pamela Anderson did phenomenally. Like, it was hard for me to not compare Liam Neeson to Leslie Nielsen. And Liam Neeson just didn't have the timing down. Pamela Anderson, though. Pamela Anderson, perfect. Pitch perfect. I honestly think that, like, Liam Neeson probably could have nailed the role, like, 10 years earlier. Because his performance kind of reminded me of, like, very late era Leslie Nielsen. It's like where age had started to catch up with him. And the performance and timing wasn't quite as pitch perfect as it used to be. But, you know, late era Leslie Nielsen still pretty good. I mean, not the movies. The movies were terrible, but his performances tended to be good. Spaceballs 2 next year. Yeah. We'll see. I'm a little bit worried about Spaceballs 2 on account of they decided not to name it Quest for More Money. Like, they make a joke about it, about them having found the money, which is why they don't call it that, but they genuinely did have, like, one of the all-time great sequel titles right at their fingertips. And they didn't go with it, which makes me worry. Search for More Money. Yeah, that's it. Search for More Money. And I mean, Mel Brooks is he's an old guy now. I'm sure he's still got some inspiration left inside him, but I think using the old title risks people seeing the entire project as a joke. Well, I mean, The title they're going with now is the new one. Spaceballs, the new one. So I mean, I don't I don't think that was like a consideration for why they're going for a different title. At least a joke that isn't 30 years old. Well, it does become a new joke when you actually use it. Like, the title as a throwaway gag in the original Spaceballs is its own joke. And then Spaceballs finally getting a new movie and using the joke from the original movie becomes its own new joke. And the thing is, not using it, not using the search for more money, kind of makes it seem like this whole project actually genuinely is just a cash grab. That it is actually a cash grab. And they're, the executives are self-conscious about that. It's a Galaxy Quest parody. Hey, I think Galaxy Quest, yeah, Galaxy Quest is a parody film. It's a much more high concept parody film, but yeah. Absolutely, and I agree. I would consider that like top tier. Galaxy Quest is so good, it was voted to be a better Star Trek movie than most Star Trek movies. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think most of the Star Trek movies, I have a lot of love for Star Trek, but you know, not all the movies are particularly great. Galaxy Quest, though, very, very good. By Grabthar's hammer, you shall be avenged. Never gonna get past the start of the second level. I wonder if there's cheat codes to this game. There might be. About some new Lauren Star Trek horror game. Not familiar. Star Trek horror game could be interesting. Have though. No, I've gotten past the defensive part, but that's not the second level. The second level is the second offensive part. This game has cheats. Yeah, I'll probably need to use some cheats. I've gotten to the second level. Yeah, which is why I said I don't think I'm going to get further than the first part of the second level. And again. Let me look up these cheats. Global, oh no, 9/11 Defense Master System cheats. No, I don't think there actually are cheat codes for this. It's like action replay codes, but... it's not gonna help me. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I don't think I actually am interested in a Star Trek horror game. But what I've decided I really like about Star Trek is mostly 90s Star Trek, because those are the ones in which nearly every scene is characters sitting around a table talking about stuff. I just like characters talking about a situation and figuring things out through discussion. This is what I like most about Star Trek. I like a situation happening, and then all the characters immediately going to a meeting room. Did horror Star Trek, the monster be the Borg? Well, I mean, they are doing horror Star Trek. I don't know what the monster is going to be in the game they're making. I don't know that, what would be what's the most horrifying Star Trek monster? They should make a whole game where the villain is that sludge monster that kills what's her name in season 1 of Next Generation. Thing that killed Tasha Yar. Yeah, that's exactly the thing that killed Tasha Yar. It's just this slime guy that pops out of the ground and is like, I'm the personification of evil. Ha ha ha. All I do is hate. Tar incel monster. Yeah, and you just have to, I don't know. There's only one location. You just stand there and talk to this monster. The monster just tells you how evil it is. Play a Star Trek dating sim. I'm honestly surprised that, like, there haven't been more Western dating sim stuff. Like, you have a handful of games, like, I don't know, like Dragon Age or the Mass Effect series that were huge hits, I think, largely because of the dating sim elements that were added to the game. They weren't deep elements, but I do think that the success of those games was in large part to those elements being added to it. And nobody really took the lesson from that they should focus more on the dating aspect. Baldur's Gate 3 now. Yeah, the same thing with Baldur's Gate 3. I don't think that game would have been as much of a success without those elements. Like, it helps that all of these games, as games, were good games. But what is it? There's plenty of good games. What is it about these particular games that that really got people's attention? A Star Trek Dating Simulator would actually be a really good use of the Star Trek franchise, because there's a lot of different species, a lot of different politics, a lot of different, like, there's just so many different characteristics that characters could have. I want to date Odo. It's really a testament to, like, how good Deep Space Nine is, that, like, the station's authoritarian sheriff is, like, one of my favorite characters. It's like, because he's like this, he's the station sheriff, and he very much is an authoritarian. Great character. Helps that his nemesis is hyper-capitalist. Yeah. Odo is a complex character. One of my favorite things about Odo as a character on the show, which is both really funny and like clever from a storytelling standpoint, is Odo's like a shapeshifter. His natural state is goo. He's a goo guy. He's usually goo, but he can take physical form. But for whatever reason, he's really bad at doing faces, and so any face he does just kind of looks like this weird, smooth nonsense. It's like it's like it's like an old Xbox 360 game where the textures haven't loaded in. So he is a shapeshifter, but it's like he can't just pretend to be someone, because they're gonna take one look at his face and be like, oh, that's Odo. Like a ditto. It's exactly like a ditto. Alright, level 2 again. Odo is like a ditto. Odo problem or an Odo species problem? You know what? That's a good question. That's definitively answered in the show. I think it's an Odo problem, because we do see more of Odo's species. Dang it. It's an Odo problem, but a species also gets the smooth face that you can't tell them apart. Do they? Learns to improve by changing into a bird. Yeah, this is Odo for anyone not familiar. He's just got like a smooth face. He got a smooth face. Oh no! Odo's trying his best. He is trying his best. He goes through a lot of character development over the course of the show. Slow cursor seems like the hardest part of the game. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's more optimal ways to play this. Like, not... I don't think the cursor can go any further. But I'm sure there's, like, movement strats that I'm not employing. It would be helpful if I could just shoot in a direction. Instead of having to shoot at specific spots. I'm really sad there isn't a Star Trek dating sim. The more I'm thinking about it. Oh, a Star Trek dating sim with like a decent budget to allow for like just a plethora of options and locales and stuff. God. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown is good. Yeah, was that a dating sim? I don't think that's a dating sim. Oh, that's the... I like that the thing that picks you up is basically just like a space shuttle. It's like a NASA space shuttle for some reason. It's got the same bay door stuff. Star Trek Armada is a dating sim if you're really weird about spacecraft. Yeah, if you're into spacecraft the way that... There was some fetish artist who did a bunch of, like, sexy plane drawings. you know what I'm talking about? Some anthropomorphized, thick, sexy plane drawings. You're like that, but for spacecraft. No, don't remind me. It's a whole genre. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Called aeromorphs. Aeromorphs. Dang it. We're back. This is farthest we've gone. Goodbye. Goodbye. Hey. Hey there. Hey, sailor. Oh no! Silver, thank you for the $5. You played Star Trek Cadet or Riker's Revenge. Say those are dating games. Try to hit on Troy and avoid getting killed most of the time. I have not. I have not. Riker's Revenge. I might have played Star Trek Cadet. Sexy plane, just do 9/11. Does anyone ever draw an aeromorph of the 9/11 planes? I think this is probably something that actually hasn't happened. But I could just imagine some real thick aeromorph planes just grinding up against the towers. Has anyone done this? I feel like most people would consider that to be in poor taste. Kidding yourself if you think that doesn't exist. I don't know. I don't think everything exists. Seen a ton of free art about 9/11. Favorite was two furries making out in the plane as it's about to crash. I hope that's still out there. Yeah, people in chat are saying there's all sorts of sexy 9/11 art. So yeah, I could be wrong. Nice. Defensive half. Makes you feel any better. I once drew the Polish communist director Jaruzelski is a femboy. Femboy Jaruzelski. Found one of the planes in the towers in a suggestive polycule. Unbelievable. Tragedy lends itself to remarkable and beautiful art. Sure does. How long after Pearl Harbor do you think there were edgy Pearl Harbor jokes? I mean, it's obviously different with the internet now. Like, there could have been edgy Pearl Harbor jokes somewhere, like, the day of. It's just, who would have seen it? That certainly wasn't going to go over the airwaves. One of my favorite Pearl Harbor jokes is from the Tim Heidecker thing, Decker. For anyone not familiar, Decker's like this spy parody thing, but it's also a meta story. It's the guy Tim Heidecker's. He plays a character, Tim Heidecker. And he's super, this guy is super patriotic and tries to make this show, Decker, where he's the coolest spy in the world. But anyway, there's a storyline in which he goes back in time to try to prevent the Pearl Harbor attacks. But because it's Tim Heidecker writing, he goes back in time to Pearl Harbor, and it's like... It's in Japan. Like, Tim Heidecker knows one thing about Pearl Harbor, and that's that the Japanese were involved. And so he imagines Pearl Harbor is in Japan. So he goes back in time to stop the attacks. He's just wandering around Japan. Don't know about any of you, but I find it really offensive. This half of the level is so offensive. Yeah, well, this is as far as we've gotten. When you calling out for being offensive, it gets defensive. Yeah, now we're in defensive mode. Come on. Man, we've made it to the 3rd level. Finally. Defensive half. Oh, goodbye. Oh, we're back. Op, the OG channel owner. That would be really funny if some random person starts taking over the FilmCow channel and putting out stuff like The Table. If you haven't been here in a while, check out The Table. It's an hour-long audio drama about a table. Found another image of furries in the plane, different to the one I was thinking of, posted on Discord. Gotta check this image out. No, not now. You too. You too, please. This is the wrong moment. There will be time. Alright, let's try again. Anyway, yeah, welcome back. New videos every month. Every single month there's a new video. If you haven't been here in a while, plenty of new videos to check out. Such as the table. Oh yeah, and if you haven't been here for a while, there's also a few years ago there was a finale for Charlie the Unicorn. It's about 40 minutes long, and then I think last year or the year, no, it wasn't last year, the year before, there's a Llamas with Hats epilogue. And of course, the table. An hour-long audio drama about a table. If you love the wacky cartoons and stuff, you'll love this hour-long audio drama about a table. Let's see if I can, Emmy Award-winning audio drama, The Table. I gotta create, like, my own award that's, like, Emmy, but spelled differently. And then I can award my own stuff, the award, and then if I say it out loud, people won't know the difference. Yeah, I won an Emmy. If they want to listen to the table, but they lose internet access. Yeah, what if you happen to somehow lose access to the internet, but you still have a telephone? Like, I imagine if you have a smartphone, you probably have the internet no matter what. Oh, dang it. That's fine. Yeah, there's a phone number you can call if you're in the United States of America. It's 772-228-1248. What happens if you call that? I'll put it on speakerphone here.
The Table. Story.
Yeah, you can listen to the whole thing from that phone number. I mean, obviously that's a much lower quality version. It's definitely better to listen to it on YouTube, but... Seven, 2, 2, 2, 8, 1, 2, 4, 8. The table. What bitrate is phone? I actually have no idea what like how modern cell signal stuff is transferred. Because I do think it's all... I don't actually know. Is it all digital now? I mean, obviously the audio going from your phone into your phone is digital. But if you're calling from like a landline, is that digital now? Is it like, was there a changeover like there was with TV? Because at some point all TV signals switched to digital. In the United States, at least. It used to be analog, now it's all digital. Is it the same thing with phones? It's all digital now. Because old phones still work, and they wouldn't have like a digital converter in them. So is it being digitized like at the service level? I remember hearing about the final analog line being retired. I thought analog phones still worked, like the phones themselves. But it would make sense if it's not, if the signal itself is no longer analog. Old telephone line systems are all retired now. Yeah. Dang it. Son of a gun! Defensive half. Be pretty stressful to do this in real life. Just knowing everyone you miss is gonna hit a bunch of people. I would not be the right person for this job. Anyway, yeah, I wonder what bitrate the current telephone signals are. They don't sound very good, whatever they are. Oh no! Google says, depending on network type, 5 to 128 kilobits a second. 128 kilobits a second would be pretty high quality for telephone conversations. I don't think I've ever been on a telephone call that sounded 128 kilobytes a second. Analog doesn't have bit rates. What's that in reference to? And we're talking about modern digital telephone stuff. $128 likely for video calls. It feels low for a video call, but because, yeah, when you used to get, like, when you would initially get, like, MP3s, 128 kilobytes was, like, the standard rate for an MP3, and it wasn't, like, great quality, but it was the standard for a while, for stereo music. 128 kilobits a second. Eventually there were other formats that at 128 kilobytes per second would sound a lot better. And then the standard for MP3s went up to like 320 kilobytes a second. But still, for just voice, for a mono audio stream of just voice, 128. That's plenty. Dang it. See, I would be interested in knowing, like, what phone system is using 128 kilobits per second for audio calls. This is certainly not AT&T. But what do I know? Opus seems to be the new MP3 right now. I don't know what Opus is. What's Opus? Mr. Holland had one. Unbelievable. A Mr. Holland's Opus reference in 2026. We're out here referencing Mr. Holland's Opus. I saw that movie. I only remember that he has a baby at some point who it turns out is deaf. And his life is music, so he's still very sad about this. His child. Opus is what most YouTube videos audio recompressed as. Alright, so it's like a compression format. That makes sense. Yeah, YouTube has introduced a ton of different compression stuff for both video and audio over the years. Opus. One of the big advantages of new compression tech is the ability to get a higher quality with the same amount of data. What YouTube tends to do, though, is they tend to get this new technology and then want to use it to use much less data to save money. And over the course of time, this has kind of resulted in YouTube's video compression getting extremely bad. Because they're doing it at very low bit rates now. It's still pretty good for like 4K and things like that, but their 1080p and 720p now are mostly unusable. It's really weird how low quality that's gotten on YouTube. Was it Beethoven deaf or something? The dog, yeah, the dog. That's what that movie's about. Dang it. So that's why they recommend exporting at least 1440 even if a project is natively 1080. Yeah, it's why I started doing everything in 4K. I hate working in 4K. I don't really think my videos need to be in 4K. I genuinely do not think FilmCow stuff needs to be 4K. But I do it in 4K. Because otherwise there's just going to be no good quality version of it on YouTube. Wondering why you're doing 4K. Yeah, I mean, that's the entire reason. I'll tell you exactly what video started me doing 4K. It's Shadowstone Park. No, The Fall of Shadowstone Park, yeah. Fall of Shadowstone Park, Episode 8. It's the one with the AI. put a lot of work into the visuals of that, and YouTube absolutely destroyed it when I uploaded it. It looks so bad in YouTube's 1080p. That's also what started me putting stuff up for high quality download on the Patreon. I was so disappointed in how that episode looked on YouTube. So I started working in 4K at some point after that. It's a higher quality at the end of the day. I mean, it's more resolution. It's not necessarily higher quality. Dang it. Do you do videos natively in 4K or just the exports? When I work in the documents in After Effects, I usually have a 1080p document that I then nest into a 4K document, and there's a option in After Effects for allowing nested documents to be rendered at the resolution that they're currently at in the document. It's complicated, but it means as long as the artwork and stuff that I've done is high enough resolution, then when I actually export the scene, it exports in 4K. But it does mean that the original art needs to be much higher resolution. So, for instance, character art. Because all of my character art is raster, meaning like pixel-based, like all of that artwork needs to, just import from Illustrator. It would not work with this program. And it wouldn't work with the kind of art that I do. It would work with some of it, but not most of it. I animate entirely in After Effects, and most of my artwork natively has raster elements to it. It would not work. So, because of this, the artwork that I do needs to be high enough resolution that, you know, when you're zooming in on it, it's still high quality. So for 1080p, that generally meant that, you know, if I made character art in 4K, that was high quality enough. But now that I'm working at 4K, it means it's all got to be like 8,000 pixel wide documents and stuff. Which, you know, After Effects handles fine, but in general, it's more of a pain. done a bunch before. I use AE professionally. I mean, it's not that it can't be done. It cannot be done with the work that I do. But also, I don't like Illustrator. Like, I've used Illustrator for stuff. If I'm working on something that requires vector art, you know, probably be using Illustrator, but I just don't like the program. Son of a gun. Dang it. Well, we're basically at the end of the stream. That's probably as far as we get here. Special thanks to the FilmCow Patreon supporters. Greatly appreciate the support. Be back tomorrow. Continuing Super Mario 64 and the Nintendo 64. But yeah, most of the stuff I do is like it is line drawings and stuff, but like I do a lot of characters with texturing. I do a lot of there's a lot of stuff that I do in terms of animation and layering and stuff that is a lot easier with raster art than it is with vector art. Just gotta do it at a high res. Yeah, I mean, I know you can convert raster art into vector art, but like, I don't know if I'm explaining well why this process does not work for me. The vectors would do me no good. Yeah, I guess that's it. I guess we're done. I'm gonna go eat something. Pancakes frog never come back. That frog's been here for a couple weeks. She sees it every once in a while. She loves the frog. It's also animating it in After Effects. That's why I'm surprised you have to do it that way. Well, you can convert stuff. You can convert line art to vector. That's no problem, but like all of his artwork starts as vector. Like it is vector initially. It's just it all gets put through a process that turns it into raster, specifically because like most of the art that I do is not it's like this stuff, you know. It's like the Batman potato and stuff. It's like there are so many raster elements to it after its initial vector form. So like step 1 vector, step 2 all the raster stuff. You don't just convert this like this. This is not something you convert to, convert to vector. Like it's not like it's impossible to convert this to vector. It's just at that point you're dealing with like such a wildly complicated vector file. Like I've seen vector files that were complicated like this. It's just the amount of like slowdown that's going to cause once it gets added into an After Effects document. There's a couple of like royalty-free like what do you call it, textures that I have in my my stock image collection where they did some sort of vector conversion like this. And it's like if you're converting line art into vector, that's fine. The number of vector points are relatively relatively small. But once you have like a textured element and stuff. Gonna look at that high resolution lion. I still gotta use that lion for something. I don't think I have that in the computer anymore. Lion was a serious investment in your art business. It's a serious investment. I need to use that lion for something. I actually came up with an idea for the lion, but I haven't utilized it yet. I don't think it's not a great idea, but it is an idea. I got a lion idea. Untitled Lion Project. Still got to do that banana lure idea. I got a whole bunch of ideas I brought up on this stream that haven't been made yet. I mean, it's good to have more ideas than I have time to put together. You know, I do get a new video out every month, so I'm able to get a lot of these ideas out there, but Lion meets Gary and the horse. Use the lion and the Gary and the horse feature film. I'm looking through my ideas folder, and I don't understand some of the ideas that I've put here. Like some of these ideas, I genuinely just do not get anymore. So there's a tweet from years ago. It's one of my favorite tweets. It's Scully. Victim died of multiple stab wounds. Mulder throws her a file. Ever heard of the knife alien? It's a good joke. Anyway, I mentioned that just because for whatever reason in my ideas folder, I just have written, ever heard of the wife alien? I don't know if there was any more to that idea when I wrote it. But there it is. Do not email wife alien. No, that's the worst kind of alien to email. Yeah, I have another idea written down here. which I have a problem remembering to write context for future Jason, so I remember what the idea is. Because one of my ideas in this folder is just Mary Tyler Moore. and and I know my idea is not, hey, what if I was the creator of Mary Tyler Moore? What if I made the Mary Tyler Moore character? So I have no idea what this idea was supposed to be. But yeah, it's just Mary Tyler Moore. It's the entirety of the idea that I've written down. Oh yeah, got the song I started writing when Rudy Giuliani was in the hospital. I don't know if he's out of the hospital though. I imagine he is. Yeah, that one's probably not coming together. Hope Fulo sings that one too. Yeah, it's gonna be a big hit. I don't have many lines for the song written. I've written wee no no. Any of these ideas that I'm planning on actually doing, I'm not reading out loud here, but but a lot of these I just don't remember what the context was. These will probably never turn into anything. Here's an idea. America's mayor. Nice. No, I could delete this one. Potato Batman. I made that one. I can get rid of that one. I have a note that just says 4 orbs collectively known as Genevieve. That sounds familiar. Nothing comes up on Google. Every once in a while I read one of my ideas and I get this like worry that I've stolen it from somewhere because I remember it, but I'm probably just remembering it because I wrote it down because I had this idea. Stolen it from yourself from 5 years ago. Stolen my own line. I got a note here that just says pizza. And then under that it says someone in a chair eating pizza slices like grapes being waved with pizza shovels. So that could be a fun visual gag. Just you know, like a bushel of grapes, but a bushel of pizza slices. It's a pizza shovel. I just meant to, like, pizza peels. They would just have longer sticks. Like one of these, you know. Apparently Rudy's out, and he said he had a spiritual experience that leads him to believe he's heading for a trial with St. Peter. Sure. You got a note here that just says Munch Runch. Who's Rudy? He was the mayor of New York when 9/11 happened. He later became Donald Trump's personal lawyer. Kind of a ridiculous person. This guy. This guy. He's responsible for the Four Seasons Total Landscaping press conference. That was in 2020 when Donald Trump had lost to Joe Biden. They held a press conference talking about voter suppression, or whatever they were talking about. But instead of booking the Four Seasons, which is a hotel, a luxury hotel chain, they seemingly accidentally booked a landscaping company and held their press conference. Just Just kind of in the dirt outside of a landscaping company. 4 Seasons Total Landscaping. On one side of this company was a funeral home, and the other side was a adult media shop. Was caught in a Borat sequel trying to solicit for a minor. Yeah, very, very infamously, he shows up in the second Borat film. They set up like hidden cameras in this hotel room, and he seemingly is soliciting this underage woman. He never admitted the mistake either. No, that's a big part of that particular type of politics. is literally never ever admitting that you've made a mistake. It's just always on the attack. Even when you're standing in the dirt outside of a Four Seasons Total Landscaping. Alright, that'll be it for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great night, everyone. Great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. Have a good one. Farewell, everyone. I love you all.